Hey guys, what's up? It's Giant Jason. This is Q&A Sunday, Monday. Sorry I didn't get it up yesterday by Sunday. Basically what happened was myself, Melanie, and a few other friends took a day trip to Fredericton, which is about 2 hours away, to go to an anime con for the day, because it's the only day any of us had off, so we wanted to, at least go up and visit and see friends and see all the amazing cosplayers. Fortunately, there really wasn't any guests there that we were like super jazzed to see. I mean, the only one there I've noticed was Kyle Herbert, who is the voice of Ryu in the Street Fighter 4, Super Street Fighter 4 Ultra Arcade Edition series, and also the narrator of Dragon Ball Z. So, yeah, we went up there, and by the time we got back, we were just super drained, and I didn't have any energy to record a Q&A session. So I'm doing it now. Fortunately, I'm not using my good mic, and I don't have any gameplay footage because I need to get this out, and I need to get this out now, so I'm just doing it as a straight-up video. So apologies for that. We'll be back to normal form next week. But, yeah, let's get to the questions. We only have one from Adam Buskirk this week. But he asked several different questions, so I'll go ahead and get to those. First off, I just got your message about it not being up. I am sorry, Adam, but we'll get it up in time next week. If you want to ask your question down below to anyone, if you want to ask your question, please put it down below in the comments, and I will get to it next week. But let's get to Adam's questions. Question 1. What game or games have made you want to rage quit? Final Fantasy 13. As far as like achievement whoring goes, Final Fantasy 13, I actually rage quit that for quite a while, and then had to do a completely new playthrough because I sold some items that you cannot get anymore. So, yeah, and I'm not one of those types that makes like a million saves. Like every time I save, I make a new save. No, I just save over the old one because I'm like, I don't need to go back to that. But as far as like achievement, especially in JRPGs, I have definitely taken that to heart. Other games I've rage quit. Yeah, Final Fantasy 13 is the only one that comes to mind right now. And that will be explained in the video once I get it done. And he cites, for me, it was God of War 1 with the climbing on the spiked column in the underworld. I'm trying to remember that, and I don't think it was all that bad. But then again, that's my own gameplay experience. Everyone's play experiences are different. Number 2, Resident Evil or Silent Hill? Which classic survival horror franchise is your favorite? I'm actually not a fan of survival horror, to be honest. I tried giving the Resident Evils a try. A few years ago, I tried live streaming Zero, and by the time I got to the mansion, I was pretty bored. I just, to me, I can't speak for Silent Hill because I haven't played it, but for me, Resident Evil really isn't survival horror because most of the times, there's maybe 1 or 2 zombies to kill, and then you're wandering around a mansion looking for a key or twisting this around it. It's just, to me, it's a zombie puzzle game. I know the later ones there tried to be more action-oriented, like 4, 5, 6, and Revelations and all that. I think, though, this new wave of first-person horror games, this is kind of like the survival, because you're left with minimal resources, and basically you're just trying to figure out how to get from A to B, and there's tons of stuff that will, if you're the type of gamer, will scare the shit out of you, or, you'll just freak out. Number 3, a few years back, John Carpenter had expressed interest in making a Dead Space film. If it comes to fruition, who would you cast as Isaac if the movie includes his character? He puts in brackets, if the actor who portrayed him in the games wasn't interested. I can't say for sure because Dead Space is another one of those games I haven't played. Like, I'm not really one for the horror genre. Not saying that, not because these games would scare me. Honestly, they wouldn't. It's just, they're not my thing. I don't play them, so I really can't give you. They would not. I can tell you this: they would not cast the actor who did play Isaac because, in the realms of your everyday mainstream public, nobody knows this person. So they would have to cast someone that everyone knew from reading those entertainment magazines at the beginning of the grocery lines. Number 4, if you could combine 2 of your favorite video games into one, what would it be and why? Oh, that's a good one. I would combine... Basically, I would combine, like, the Arkham games and make better superhero games out of them. I would like to see a half-decent Superman game for once. I mean, the closest that... Now, you're familiar with the closest one that they could get was Superman Returns. Because Superman didn't have a life meter. The city did. So the more the city got fucked, the more you would get close to your game over. And that's the way it should be, because a lot of these games I see where you're getting beat up, like, no, nothing can beat Superman. Unless you're Bruce Timm's Superman and he gets beaten up by anything. Just in the realm of... I would think, like, if you took... I think The Flash would make a really awesome character action game. And have, like, you know, manipulation to slow down time, speed up time, things like that. Basically, if you made Beautiful Joe, swapped him out with The Flash, and made it open world and like the Arkham games, like that would be pretty cool. Same with Green Arrow. Like if you made Green Arrow in the style of Arkham games, I think that would be fantastic as well. Now just going all DC. What about Marvel? Honestly, I would like to see another Marvel Ultimate Alliance game for next-gen consoles, because like we're currently working on one right now for a Let's Play. It's kind of slow going because we got to get 4 of us and we all got to get together at the same time to record this. But we're having a blast with that. I love that game. And I love the second one as well. It's a shame that I don't think Raven Software is going to make a third one. But they should, because, you know, the first one left on a cliffhanger that Galactus is going to come and fuck up the Earth. And then the second one, they're just like, screw that. We'll just do the Civil War storyline. But that's what I would like to see. Number 5. This is the last one. Oh, no. He's got another one. Sorry. What were your favorite games this past generation? Well, I always contributed to games that actually get me to buy the consoles. So if we're going for Xbox 360, Gears of War was actually the game that actually got me to get the console. Because my buddy Remy, who does Vulgar Display of Gaming, was really into the Gears series, and he was playing Gears of War 2, and he's just like, you gotta get this, it's really good. I was like, alright, I'll get it. And then I got a 360, and then I found someone sold me a used copy, and I had a blast with that. It's basically like the Halo 2 to the Xbox from last generation. So Gears of War, Darksiders was a fantastic series. Let's see, some of the Halo games, like 3 was alright as far as storyline goes. Multiplayer was okay. Reach, I think that was Bungie's last great hit before they kind of let the series go to 343 Studios. And then I haven't played 4, I haven't played CE. I'm sure they're okay, but as far as like multiplayer experiences goes, that was pretty fun. If we're going to PlayStation 3, the series that got me into that was actually God of War 3, but I went back and played all the other ones, the HD remakes that were for that. Uncharted was the series that I have. Actually, that's the only series I have complete besides... Well, actually, I can't count God of War because I don't have the PSP remakes or the God of War Ascension, which I heard wasn't all that great. But those are the ones for PS3 that got me into it. And finally, the Wii, basically your Nintendo stuff. So you got Mario Galaxy, which I didn't expect to like, but it had a blast playing. It actually gave me back to that form of Super Mario 64 that Sunshine was completely lacking. Even though Sunshine's a good game, it's really hard, but it didn't really feel like a Mario 64 successor. The new Super Mario Brothers, I mean, going back, new Super Mario Brothers on DS was fantastic, and then they made a Wii version. And from what I see, the Wii U version is more of the same, which, you know, can't be that bad. And I also wanted to play some of the more crazier titles, like Mad World and No More Heroes, which I haven't gotten to yet. They're on my to-do list. Also, Smash, Mario Kart, you know. I'm thinking about, like, stuff for the system itself. Yeah, I can't really think of anything that's, like, you know, like, console specific. So, yeah, those are my favorite games of last generation. And as I mentioned before, Batman Arkham series, I mean, like, I bought that day one, both games, and it was fantastic. Number 6, would you consider doing an achievement whore for the Dead Space series? It's not something that really interests me, but... maybe. I mean, I have a big catalog of games that I have to do videos for. I'm doing 2 right now, and then we're going to get to the big one, which you all know what it is. And then that, I need a bunch of cameos, so I'm contacting people for those. And I've got like just a bunch that I want to play through. Like I still have BioShock 2 shrink wrapped. I haven't even opened that yet. And there's just like a bunch that I've played that are just sitting in the background. Like I said, I'm doing stuff not necessarily achievement horrors, but kind of retrospective on 2 different series: WWF games and Call of Duty games from this previous generation. Because there was at least one a year for those. So I actually want to do those because I'm going to actually do an achievement horror on Advanced Warfare once I get an Xbox One, which will be coming soon, as soon as I save some money. Final question. If you get any video game weapon, what would it be and why? Probably anything from the Saints Row series, those crazy ones. I like the dubstep gun, which I'm kind of kicking myself not getting Saints Row for collector's editions. Like you get the dubstep gun. I always like getting, if they're fairly cheap, I always like getting replicas of weapons, or even making my own if they're. And I'll actually show you. I've got these 2 right here. These are guns. Like these are pretty cheap guns. They're made by a company called Buzzbee, but if you look at the shape of them, looks very similar to a Halo weapon, wouldn't you think? This one I have yet to modify, but I'll show you one that I modified that I have to go back through and do. But yeah, that's what it looks like after I basically stripped it, sanded it, and painted it. So yeah. And there's some newspaper on there because I'm an idiot and I don't know how to spray paint. So I think I might actually sand some of these rough edges and then repaint the silver on it. I stupidly spray painted the trigger so you can't actually pull it. But yeah, I'm it looks exactly like a Halo gun. So you know what? That's how I did that. Oh, and I also found these at a thrift store. The plasma cut so I can do noob shots. So these actually still work, I think, if I turn this on. Oh yeah. So you can do this. This was basically a laser tag that they had, and I think there's like a Covenant rifle you can get as well. But there you go. And actually, you can do the noob shot too. So speaker's a little blown out on it. I actually might clean those out, but. Yeah, and you guys have seen my tour. My retro Lancer's up there. I actually want to get a regular Lancer, but those are pretty expensive and they're very rare. That they didn't make a whole lot of those. So that's all the questions we got from Mr. Adam Buskirk. Thanks for all the questions. You're pretty on the ball on that. That's going to do it for this week. If you guys want to ask a question for next week's episode, please leave it down in the comments below, and I'll be sure to answer them. Until then, I'm Johnny Chase, and you've been watching Q&A Sir Monday. We'll be back on Sunday to answer your questions. No buffer at the end because I'm just uploading this raw. So take care, guys. Oh, if you're watching this tomorrow, happy Canada Day.